about that particular culture is up to you. I have no say in it.
Look, man, all I'm trying to say is this. I do think that there are a lot of interesting things from every single culture, and we should all be well-rounded in their practices. That's all I'm trying to say. All right.
I still feel like
Be
you shouldn't have
inclusive,
said
Fernie. Be
those
inclusive, Fernie. You sick
I feel
son of
like
a
you shouldn't
bitch.
have said those words.
Well, be inclusive, you son of a bitch. You
No, that's
close-hearted
not what you
bastard.
said. You
That's
you
exactly what I
used
said, and you can
some
prove it
racial
legally.
slurs that
Prove
I
it.
had never even heard of.
I that's a goddamn lie, and you fucking know it.
I was shocked.
Every fucking episode. Every fucking time. Oh God. Okay, let's talk about something less controversial. Let's talk about concussions in football.
Oh yeah, that's not controversial.
Not at all.
All
Um,
right.
you do.
Hey everybody, this is Fernando from the Rollback Podcast, and I have my special quote unquote guest, Eddie.
I would like to point out, folks, that again, I am the owner of this podcast. I write his checks. I'm just fucking saying. All right.
You
Under
also write
seat
checks to whores.
legally that cannot be proven. They were
That's a
gifts.
Vince McMahon.
They were gifts. Services rendered. I'm sorry. Any fucking way. Oh my God, I'm gonna get murdered.
We are reviewing the football classic any given Sunday.
And do you know why we're reviewing Any Given Sunday?
Because you had never seen it, shockingly.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I've never seen it, but not only that, it's because we have a sponsor this week. Ladies and gentlemen, the XFL is back for their second season, 2023. This weekend, you can catch the Vegas Vipers playing the Arlington Renegades at 3 o'clock on ABC.
Are we
I'm kidding.
seriously sponsored?
Are you fucking kidding me? No.
I was like,
No.
man, they're really reaching.
I'm going to be watching. I do endorse the XFL. I want people to watch them. I want more football.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's fine with me.
I mean, maybe we'll go watch a game in April. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. But that said, yeah, so this is kind of like a double football week. The Super Bowl just happened. What do you think of the ending, real quick, before we get into Any Given Sunday?
From what I didn't watch the end of the game, I knocked out. I got pretty bored.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, it's just if you let a game come down to one play, then you did not do your job. You fucked up at one point in the game.
What's called? Do you know about the very end? One of the last plays that happened. I want to
I know
say
that they said that there was a holding call, but it's
that's
like
true.
I'm like, hey man, you know the rules. If you get caught holding, don't blame the ref, blame yourself. You're the one that got caught.
No, not by any stretch. No. And I agree with that too. What happened? I remember when the Cowboys beat the Lions way back. It came down to one play, and I said, if it comes down to one play, you don't deserve to win. And then the following fucking week, that was the infamous. It was a catch, but it wasn't a catch in Green Bay, and I had to say the same thing. Like, look, if it comes down to one play, you didn't deserve to win. But
Yeah.
I don't want to highlight one player though. Was it Snead? No, I don't remember. It was a Kansas City Chiefs player. He took a knee right before at the 1 minute mark. He could have scored.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and a quick shout out, man. That guy was unselfish. Like
Yeah.
putting the team before himself.
He's like, hey,
Certainly.
do I want a ring or do I want to score a touchdown and then possibly give Philadelphia enough time to rally back?
Exactly. So like, dude, that is the epitome of a teammate. Like
Yeah.
that's an unselfish dude. But yeah, so speaking of a fake sport like football, we're going to talk about Any Given Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
The most 90s movie I think I've ever seen.
Right here, right now, right here, right now. Do you get where that's from?
No.
It's from the end
Song?
game. It's one of those 90 techno songs.
Oh, God.
Hey,
I
as much as like they're cliche, they're actually not that bad.
There was actually at some point that I was watching this movie and they had like a Mortal Kombat kind of like synth
Oh
music
yeah.
going.
I think it's
And
the
they
last game.
Yeah, and Nikki just jumps out and starts doing like a Mortal Kombat thing, and I'm like, Mortal Kombat, do. I don't know, it was funny. But
Again, a Dallas team is the last team that gets played in the movie.
I mean, I think that just goes to show how great we were in the '90s. That we were a dominant force in the '90s. I think if this movie was made today, it would have to be the Patriots, and
Oh
I
yeah,
mean
more
that as a
so.
compliment.
But what's funny is like just seeing this movie on how like it is very 90s. Like for example, like the field, it's not even like a field, it's AstroTurf.
Do they not use AstroTurf anymore?
No, AstroTurf, like the flat one, the one where it was just all green, no like no beads or anything or artificial grass.
Mm-hmm.
Like the field that they play on at the last game,
Mm-hmm.
it's just completely flat. It's like a track surface. Yeah.
Shit.
Imagine getting tackled on that.
I mean, if I'm getting paid a couple $1 million, I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
But
that also shortened a lot of careers.
they weren't long for this world anyway.
Mm.
Knock on wood. I don't know
But
how
yeah,
that's
like
gonna
that
go.
was one thing that was like very throwback because like they weren't even wearing cleats. They were wearing pretty much like track shoes, running shoes.
I didn't notice that. Like those are the little things I did not know about. Uh, I guarantee most people won't know the difference between AstroTurf and regular turf.
Oh yeah. Well, artificial turf, what they use now is like it's like grass. It looks like grass.
Yeah.
Like it's rubber. It's like rubber beads and plastic little blades of grass. But back in the 90s, actually, I think it was like late 80s, early 90s, they developed AstroTurf. And that's where it was just flat. Like it's like you're running on a track.
But like, why do they favor one over the other though? Like I assume turf because AstroTurf can get injured.
The
Why not
because
just have
like
normal
it
grass?
was shortening the careers of players.
But why
Like
not
a
just
lot of
use normal
players,
grass?
huh?
Why not just use normal grass?
Too much upkeep, and the AstroTurf made the game a lot faster.
That actually makes sense. Yeah, they want the game faster. And I mean, the game
So
is
you're
even
slinging the
faster now.
ball like down the field. Your right where your wide receiver is going to go get it because I mean that's how fast they were.
This movie, man, it does not shy away from the ugly stuff. The opening scene is Dennis Quaid getting knocked out of the game, and this poor young son of a bitch, Cap. No, no, Cap is the
Yeah,
one that gets
Cap
knocked
Rooney.
out. Cap is the one that gets knocked out. He's played by
Mhm.
Dennis Quaid. Second string quarterback Tyler, whatever the fuck, gets knocked out.
I
So
just
they're
remember he's Italian. Like it's like
Tyler Sherbini,
yeah, Cherubini.
Sherbini. So they're down to the third string quarterback
I
Willie
remember James
Beeman.
Woods is just like Cherubini's hurt. What do you do? Fall off the bench?
I remember that he's getting wheeled out. He said, "What the fuck is going on?" James
I
Woods
mean,
plays a
that's a team's
dick.
worst nightmare when all your players start dropping, especially the quarterback position.
Man, the 49ers must have been having flashbacks when they saw this movie. Not
I'm just
again.
wondering who they are basing Cap Rooney on. I want to say maybe Dan Marino because this movie came out in what year?
1999.
99. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was Marino's last year. Or I think he retired in 2000, but yeah, Marino's career kind of went this way, just kept getting injured.
Wasn't that
And
Aikman's problem too? Too many concussions?
Aikman had that problem too. I think he retired around this time.
Did he retire too? Was it 2000 or 2001 when Troy Aikman retired? Let me see. Troy Aikman retirement.
But I mean, Cap is pretty
2001.
much yeah, Cap is pretty much every quarterback that just feels like they can still do it, but I mean they can't.
No, I mean that's when you have the desire for the game, but Cap kind of has some problems on the back end that we
His
can
wife
talk.
didn't help.
Dude, I
Quit
told
being a
Nikki,
pussy.
I would
Sorry,
divorce you so
baby.
fucking fast.
Sorry. I'll go back on the field.
Like
Sad.
she fucking slaps him and says, "You got at least 2 to 3 years left," and he's telling her like, my hand shakes when I try to hold a spoon. I'm having memory gaps.
She's like, I don't duh, 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 duh. care, stupid. Get out there and throw the football.
Like, what a bitch. And then she has the balls to get worried when he gets injured in the last game.
Oh yeah, she's like crying. She's like, oh, oh, oh no, not Cap.
Like, I've never messaged it. That's a lie. There are a lot of despicable like people in movies, but she's up there.
Oh, she's a bitch.
Oh God.
And then yeah, so Cap goes down. We get our hot young quarterback and Jamie Foxx. Bet he hasn't heard hot and young in forever. And he's pretty much and we've seen this play out before. Lamar Jackson with what's his face? That was the quarterback for the Ravens.
Falco?
Yeah,
Flacco?
Flacco, Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
He sucked donkey balls. And they were like, we need Lamar in.
Yeah.
I mean, not just the fact that Cap is white and Jamie Foxx is black. Like it's happened time and time again. What's his face? Drew Bledsoe and Tom Brady.
Dak's not as good, but Dak Prescott over Tony Romo.
Dak Prescott over Tony Romo.
The
Like
young
it's a tale of time. Like eventually you're gonna get hurt and the young buck behind you is gonna take over.
That's what happens to everybody. Technically, Bledsoe and Romo too. Technically, I think.
Yeah. Bledsoe too with Romo. He happened to him twice.
Oh man. At least he has a very successful wine company. At least.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Willie Beeman gets on the field.
Will be man.
I don't think they win, do they? Or do they lose?
I think they lose.
Yeah, they failed to win the game, but Beeman's really exciting. And
Yeah, like
Demonto.
he's running the ball, he's slinging it, like he's doing a lot. So like, yeah, the owner who everyone pretty much hates is kind of
Christina.
like Cameron Diaz. She plays Christina Pag Pagliacci.
She'll correct you. I don't know what her fucking the pronunciation is.
That is one Italian name. Uh, yeah, Christina Pagliacci. She inherited the team from her dad, who passed away, and she's like rubbing everyone the wrong way because Al Pacino's character Tony D'Amato is just like this very old school football guy, and Cameron Diaz's character is just trying to go into the new school.
And I think that whole like rubbing each other the wrong way, I think that's just natural. I don't think they're trying to make a statement of she's a woman, she doesn't understand football. It's no, she's young and she's like, I want to go this way.
Well,
The
she
old
does things like trying to kind of swing her dick around.
she
Like
tries
when
to
she walks
undermine him
into
a lot.
when she goes in the locker room while everyone's changing and like dicks are out,
Yeah, that
she's just kind of she's trying to show like, no, I'm your boss. Like I don't give a shit. Even though it's kind of sexual harassment, but whatever.
I mean, it
I
is.
think
It
she at
is.
one point says, "Don't get soft on me."
Yeah, she says that to Jamie Foxx, I think, or one
Yeah,
of the players.
I'm like, what the fuck? Isn't that sexual harassment?
I mean, in the 90s it wasn't.
Oh, because she's a woman?
Hey, I'm
How
not
dare you?
look they didn't make it a thing in the movie. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying back then it was played for comedy. It was played for laughs.
That's fucked up. And
I
this cast. I mean, I just to throw back to the cast. I mean, it had a really pretty decent cast: Al Pacino, Cameron Diaz, Dennis Quaid, James Woods, Jamie Foxx, LL Cool J, Matthew Modine, Jim Brown, the Hall of Famer, uh, who has probably one of the weirdest names, Montezuma Monroe.
I wonder if he made that happen. I'm just curious if James Woods was like,
I
I need this name.
and then Lawrence Taylor is Luther Shark LeVay. He's kind of Lawrence Taylor in this movie is just he reminds me of what Ray Lewis was to the Ravens.
the heart and soul of the defense, even though he was getting old and couldn't quite,
Well,
hold up.
not just that, just the physical embodiment of that franchise.
That's true. They have their heart in him, but they.
Bill, a comedian as the star receiver, Bill Bellamy.
Who?
Oh yeah, you don't know who Bill Bellamy is. He was a very hot comic in the 90s. He's one of the wide receivers. He's like there's a part in the movie where
Oh,
he's like, I'm the greatest that's ever been.
oh, him.
That's
I
him.
thought I thought LL Cool J. No, he's the running back. Okay, my bad. Um,
Terrell Owens comes out in this movie too.
he has a cameo. Emma Smith
Yeah.
has a cameo too. I think they got
Hmm.
a bunch of football stars like in this.
Yeah, they had a lot of cameos in this movie.
Oliver Stone, Jesus. Oh, fun fact. Well, not so well. Funny story, I guess. Aaron Eckhart. So it's like the first week of filming. They just started, but he doesn't have any scenes yet, right?
Hmm.
So he decides to go, just to visit, like, hey, how's everyone going or whatever. And director Oliver Stone is like, all right, I want you to go out and be a coach. And Aaron's like, what? Yeah, go be a coach. Go do something. He started busting his balls because at this time, Aaron Eckhart, he's relatively new. He's green. He's a young kid.
Hmm.
So at Oliver Stone's behest, he goes to the field, and these guys run a drill and they stop like halfway through the drill, like because
Hmm.
stop, and he gets in the face of this like 6'5", 300-pound offensive lineman, just screaming and yelling at his face, spit coming out of his mouth. What the hell are you doing? You do not stop until I blow the whistle. What the fuck is wrong with you? Just going off on this guy like crazy for a minute until Stone kind of says like, all right, we're good.
Hmm.
And Aaron turns around, like to say, we're good? Cool. He turns back around and sees this massive lineman who's about to murder him, like grab him. He's about to kill him. And the other offensive linemen all start laughing their asses off, and they have to separate them and be like, he's an actor. He's an actor. It was for the movie. And the
Hmm.
offensive lineman's like, if you ever fucking talk to me like that, I'm gonna kill you, and no one's gonna get in between us. Who the fuck do you think you are? Fuck
Yeah.
this movie. I don't give a shit. Like just going off on him. And Aaron's like, it took every ounce of willpower I had not to piss myself.
No, I mean, football players, especially in that, and the pros are all about respect. And that's a rough one.
Ugh.
But yeah, there's a lot of cameos, like even old school cameos, like Dick Butkus. He plays one of the coaches. We have Warren Moon playing another coach. Johnny Unitas, Johnny Football playing another coach.
Johnny Unitas was in this?
Yeah,
Damn, I did not catch that. This is a weirdly star-studded cast.
yeah.
I mean, I'll take it, but yeah, it's a little odd. But okay, so the team going forward, they have I think
Barry
what
Switzer too. Almost forgot about him.
Barry Switzer.
He's one of the announcers.
Yeah. Oh shit, I did not notice that. Oh, what's it called? I'm surprised Madden didn't make an appearance. Hmm.
Um,
Or maybe it was
I
too
think because
hardcore.
he was still doing NFL games, and Oliver Stone kind of rubbed the NFL the wrong way with this movie.
Really? Oh shit, I didn't know that. Well, oh,
Well, I
because it
mean,
was too gritty.
dude, he has the medical guys shooting up the people with steroids and shit.
I mean, the NFL doesn't want to pretend like they don't do that.
Yeah, they don't.
Okay,
Not saying it's right, but hey, man, if you're trying to portray like a family atmosphere,
that's
you
fair. Oh, they
can't
did.
have that shit happening.
They did try to tank concussion, so that's fair.
Yeah,
Um, but okay, so that said, going forward, the team they need to win, I think, at least two of the next three games to make it to the playoffs.
yeah.
Or they're already marked for the playoffs, I think. Al Pacino's character, the coach, who's in his own
We
words,
are
washed
in
up.
hell.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he's washed up, failed marriage, strained relationship with his kids. He has no one at home. He's an alcoholic. Like he has nothing but this sport.
I'm trying to
Uh,
think of who his equivalent would be in the NFL. There's no one that I could think of off the top of my head.
Bell.
The only one that I can like kind of equate him to was the not the quarterback, the coach for the Redskins, the one that Shanahan.
You think so?
Yeah, because I mean he won two Super Bowls with the Broncos, and then like he couldn't do it anymore. Like he had drafted RG3, injured him, drafted Kirk Cousins also behind him. Like he was kind of out of touch.
I was gonna like kind of equate like he has a lot of things from different people. Like he has the longevity of a Bill Belichick, but the alcoholism of I
Don't
don't know
forget
who's
the
an
hookers.
alcoholic. And the hookers. He hooks up with a Saved by the
Elizabeth
Bell.
Berkley.
Yeah, Saved by the Bell. Jesse, right?
I'm surprised she wasn't doing caffeine and being like, I'm so excited.
It just breaks down crying. I'm so scared.
I'm banging Al Pacino.
Oh God. But so this movie, you see, and this movie balances a bunch of different storylines. We have Cameron Diaz trying to either move the team or leverage that against the city of Miami for a new stadium.
And
She's
the NFL is going on in
what do
this
you,
movie.
oh, they reference the NFL?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. They reference the Dolphins.
Shit. Okay, I did not recognize. So they're like a competing football league then.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I don't remember them mentioning it. I believe you, I just don't remember it.
Yeah. They do mention the NFL.
Ah, okay. So she's talking about wanting to move the team. She wants a new arena. She wants a new stadium and all this other stuff.
Hmm.
On her side, the coach is trying to maintain control. Al Pacino's character trying to maintain control of the team, hold everyone together to make it to the playoffs and hopefully make a run.
Yeah.
Willie B, who's like he becomes really narcissistic, like he becomes an
Oh,
asshole,
yeah. He gets really full of himself.
and he keeps pulling this card of like he never had a fair shake, which I'm a little mixed about because I get it. Like you fucked up one time and you get
Well,
dropped in the draft.
he kind of addresses like I mean the stigma that still kind of goes on today, because I mean the stigma with black quarterbacks, like, oh, he's gonna run the ball, that's all he does, he runs it, he's running back with the quarterback number.
Yeah.
um and he addresses it because he says like in college his coach moved him to cornerback and he like got his ass whipped, and I think he broke like his collarbone or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and he kind of pretty much is telling Tony. It's the scene where him and Tony are having lunch at Tony's house,
Yeah, I remember that.
and he kind of is just like hinting like, "You're just trying to hold me back because I'm black, because I'm not Cap, I'm not a white quarterback."
And what's Tony's defense in that? I don't remember him having
I
one.
think Tony finally kind of realizes like I can't keep treating this kid like Cap and thinking like, "Oh, this kid's gonna be a pocket passer like Cap." He's
Mm-hmm.
not. He's a dual threat. He can run and he could throw on the run.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he finally like kind of starts planning for him, because I know Aaron Eckhart is kind of like the stool pigeon for the owner, because
Yeah,
she's kind of like pulling him aside and like, I want you to run these plays for him.
yeah. And isn't that also a thing where like Beeman is changing the plays in the huddle
Yeah,
to better suit his style?
yeah.
Which I mean, dude, if it's working for you, why are you gonna bitch? But I guess Tony got a Tony.
But there's also the other thing that LL Cool J's character brings up, because he's like, I need to make my rushing yards or else I don't get my bonus.
That's another thing that they mention in the movie that I'm like mixed on. Because on one
What,
side,
bonuses?
yeah, because it's like, shouldn't you put the team first? But at the same time,
No. Well, I
everyone
mean,
wants to
dude,
get paid.
at the end of the day, you get hurt, the team throws you to the side.
That's fair. That's why
Like
I'm like,
the
ugh.
one that comes to mind as of recently was, I want to say it was the year the Bucks won the Super Bowl. I think the last game Gronk needed like a certain amount of yards to get his $1 million bonus or his $2 million bonus.
Hmm.
And Brady was like, "No, I'm gonna stay in and I'm gonna make sure he gets his bonus."
Hmm.
And yeah, Gronk got his bonus.
Yeah, that's a bro. That's a
But
bro.
yeah, I mean,
That's a bro.
it's give and take. Like, yeah, you all are a team, but at the end of the day, you have your family to think about.
No. Well, I know there's also like in a more recent example of like someone being like, I'm not gonna risk my health for you. Lamar Jackson, when it came to the Ravens, they were like, well,
Oh yeah.
you could play with your busted ACL. No, if I get
No, I
injured,
mean,
no.
the best example of that of a player that did do that, that did play hurt, and look at him now is RG3.
And RG3 commented on it, and he even said like, I fully support Lamar Jackson. I wish I had been
Yeah.
that mature.
Yeah. Because I mean, RG3 got himself injured to the point that knocked him out of the league.
Yeah, if he was wearing knee braces on knee braces, and like,
Hmm.
ugh. But but no. So getting back to the movie, so like I said, there's multiple storylines going on here. We have Tony trying to come to terms with the fact that he has a new quarterback, trying to
Hmm.
plan ahead. He can't treat him like Cap. Cap is going through
Dealing with a
all
bitch of a boss that he hates because he
not only
loved her father,
yeah,
hates her.
but like she even says like, I'm sorry, you're not my Uncle Tony anymore. Like I'm your boss.
Yeah.
And like she's trying to establish dominance with everyone. It feels like she's picking fights.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like, she does have that mentality of like swinging her dick around because I'm only assuming because she's a woman in a male dominated sport. So she has to show that she's not going to fucking back down or she's not going to flinch.
Well, I feel like they use that against her though, because even at one point, I think during the playoff game, the league calls her out and even says like, we're gonna have to have a meeting about you trying to move the team without our permission.
Yeah, because she did it kind of illegally.
Which I mean, I gotta wonder if she was a dude, would they have called her out, or would they have been like, "Hey man, quit shit."
No, because it happened with the Rams.
Really,
They had to pay St. Louis.
really, shit. I did
Yeah.
not know about that one.
Yeah, they had to pay St. Louis because they didn't do it the right way.
Hmm. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm against using taxpayer money for any kind of professional sporting event. Fuck you. If you can
Oh, yeah.
afford to have this, you don't need taxpayer money. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Mm.
Preaching to
Uh,
the choir.
um, but that said, so that kind of everything kind of culminates in the playoff game where we get the speech.
Oh, yeah. Al Pacino's speech is probably one of the most legendary sports speeches. I mean, off the top of my head, I can't really think of one. I don't know about you, but like,
A speech?
like as an iconic speech.
Oh shit, mate. The only one that comes to mind is the one from Independence Day.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
the only other one that I can think of that comes close to this.
for me, it's one of my favorite speeches. Like, I just love how raw and real it is. How he's just like, I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes to the biggest battle of our professional lives all comes down to today. Now, either we heal as a team or we're going to crumble, inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell 1 inch at a time. And it's pretty true because at the time, like they're dealing with Willie Beeman and him getting way over his head. There's a scene in the director's cut that he's at the party at Shark's house and he's kind of talking shit about the defense.
Mhm.
And Shark hears it. They tell him, and he goes outside and he cuts his car in half with a saw.
That's right.
And like they hold him back, and he's like, "You're gonna learn, young buck. Like it ain't just about you; it's about the team."
I mean, I think message was received because he kind of rescinds. He tries to make amends with his girl. He tries to mature a little bit from. going everywhere. But the speech continues.
Yeah. So he's like, now I can't do it for you. I'm too old. I look around, I see these young faces, and I think, I mean, I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man can make. I pissed away all my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who's ever loved me. And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But you only learn when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, one half a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. One half second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch because we know when we add up all those inches, that's going to make the fucking difference between winning and losing, between living and dying. I'll tell you this, in any fights, the guy who's willing to die who's going to win that inch. I know if I'm going to have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is, the 6 inches in front of your face. Now, I can't make you do it. You got to look at the guy next to you, look into his eyes. Now, I think you're going to see the guy who'll go that inch with you. You're going to see a guy who will sacrifice himself for the team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're going to do the same for him. That's a team, gentlemen. And either we heal now as a team or we will die as individuals. That's football, guys. That's all it is. Now, what are you going to do?
Fuck, I got shit. Even with that reading, I still get a little chills. That's a fucking speech. And
I mean, it's what they needed. And a lot of times people think, oh, they're professionals. They don't need these speeches. Oh, yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, granted, like, it's not like that in the NFL. Like, for example, when the Pats were down 23-8 with the Falcons, everyone was like, was there like a great speech that Belichick gave in the locker room? And they were like, no, like he was just kind of like, we can come back from this. And they did.
they, I mean, I wouldn't have expected Bill Belichick to give a speech. He's not much of a talker, I think.
No, he is. I mean, from the players' perspective, he's pretty funny. Like he shit talks, he bullshits with the boys. Like,
Really? Shit.
yeah,
I
it's just
thought
he doesn't like the press.
I always imagined he was kind of like in Moneyball, Brad Pitt's character, how he's a little disconnected from the players, so it's easier to cut them or make those decisions.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's like that too. Like he's not gonna be like all buddy buddy because I mean at the end of the day he's the GM and the head coach. Like he has to make the tough decisions.
Mm. I wonder if he ever feels bad or if it's just like that's part of the business.
That's just part of it. I mean, I'm sure he feels bad. I'm sure no one likes to be the bad guy, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Mm. Um, so the big game starts, the final act.
Mm-hmm.
Rooney is back as starting quarterback. He's taking a fucking beating.
Oh yeah, Cap is getting
Um,
his ass whipped.
it's ugly. Like I feel bad. My ribs hurt. But at the very end of the first half, they're down. He manages to score a touchdown, but he
Oh yeah,
pulls
a Brett Favre.
was it Brett Favre that pulled that move?
No, John Elway. It was a John
No,
Elway. They were
the
playing the
the spin,
Packers.
right? The
Yeah.
plane? Yeah. So he pulls that.
He goes for the run and he gets hit in the air and he spins. And yeah, that happened to John Elway. I want to say the first Super Bowl he won because he
John
won
Elway.
two.
The helicopter spin. It is number 13 best play. Oh yeah, the dive, Super Bowl 32. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which man, that was brutal. And Rooney, he can't, I mean, yeah, he can't continue. And this
Oh yeah,
whole
he's out.
but the
And
whole
then Cameron Diaz's character comes down in the locker room to bitch out Tony, and like Jamie Foxx kind of saves his ass
yeah.
because he's like he already told me I'm going in because
Yeah.
like she was gonna go fight to the death like to make sure that he sends in Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. Well, there's also this great moment though between Rooney and Tony where the whole movie Tony's kind of like, you're my quarterback, you're my guy. We've been through this. You're like, we are battle hardened. We've been through this
Yeah,
shit, but I've got you. Um, and the whole time, Rooney's kind of like, I want in, I want in. And finally, Rooney's like, it
I'm
was a
out.
good ride, right? And Tony's like, yeah, I thank you for everything, but I'm out,
Yeah.
you know. And that's a nice moment, man. I hope coaches feel that way towards their players as far as like caring about their well being, you know?
I mean, especially when it comes to a player that's been there, like through the good and the bad. And it's the same way with like Brady and Belichick. Like even Belichick came on Brady's Sirius XM show, and yeah, he was
Huh.
talking about how like when he would chew out players, he would chew out Brady.
Shit, I wanna pay to hear that.
I look it up, dude. Every player says it. Like they're like even Brady got chewed out in meetings.
No, but I want to know
And
what how did he get chewed out? Like I want to know what Belichick said.
like he would pick apart like his bad plays. Like any player. Like he wasn't there to like be like, "Oh man, you're so great." Like no, like he would pick them apart because if you're not picking apart your star player, it sends a message. Like if he's gonna pick apart the guy that's taking him to the Super Bowl 5 times or 4 times at that time, he's gonna fucking rip you apart.
You know what? Fair enough. Oh shit, there's him getting in arguments with assistant coaches. Fair enough.
Yeah,
All right. So Willie Beeman's in, and the team kind of finally starts to rally behind him. Beeman says, I'm sorry before, that was another guy. I'm here now. We
yeah.
got this.
He's like,
And
I was a
him,
dick.
yeah. But no, him and LL Cool J and the white, like everyone starts clicking, and the defense starts clicking.
Hmm.
That's when we get the Sharks' big play. Oh, wait, real quick. James Woods gets fired
Oh
because
yeah,
he was trying to hide the player's health issues.
yeah. He was hiding the player's health issues. Uh, James Woods gets fired. Matthew Modine takes over, and then there's a part where he has to do some shady shit.
The shot, right?
Yeah, with Shark.
No,
He's like, "Come on, Doc, give me another shot."
I need it.
He's like,
It's
"I
the
already
last
gave
one.
you one," and he's like, "Come on, please." And yeah, he runs into the same thing that James Woods ran into.
And
Like,
he,
yeah, you want to be all ethical, but when it comes to these guys and this money, like sometimes your ethics just goes out the window.
I mean, wasn't he hiding the fact that his neck didn't heal properly? So one really bad hit, he could die.
Yeah, yeah, with Shark.
Yeah. And he has this big defensive stop, but he goes down,
Oh yeah,
and it's scary because you're like, is he dead?
yeah. You're like, is he dead?
Like in this
But
movie, like if a film was gonna kill a football player, it would have been this movie.
yeah, yeah. Like he
Um,
gets hit nasty, and he's just on the floor, and eventually, like he's like, yeah, stop him. He's like, don't drop me. I'm worth $1 million.
man, that's fucking nuts. But I think it's almost poetic that like the heart and soul of the defense and the face of the franchise Cap both go out in the same game. Like they're
Yeah.
done. There's something poetic about that, I think.
I mean, yeah, I mean, when you give all your life and eventually the game is gonna outgrow you. No one is safe from that. I mean, even Brady proved it. Like Brady lasted for as long as I think a quarterback could ever last.
Let's see. I'm kind of curious. Longest player ever in the NFL.
I think it was Vinatieri.
Top 10 players with the longest careers. Brady, I think, might be number one. Favre is tied with a few other guys. Oh, Brady's only number six.
Hmm.
I gotta imagine it has to be a kicker. Yeah, it is. But Morton Anderson, he played. Nah, that can't be right. He played from 1982 to 2007. Dude played
Oh wow.
25 years.
Damn.
Dude.
But who's the longest running quarterback?
Oh, quarterback is Brady, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Dude, everyone's kickers and punters. Oh, wait, no, the longest is George Blanda, quarterback, played 26 years.
God damn.
Yeah.
How? What years?
He played 19. Oh, that kind of explains it. He played 1949 to 1958, took a year off, came back 1960 to 1975.
Oh.
Jesus, though. My God. And then number six is Brady. But I kind of feel like he had probably had the most decorated career of any of them.
Well, it's also like the most modern because I mean, yeah, back then I think it was easier. I don't think the schedule was as rough.
Well, like, look, of the top nine, seven of them are kickers. The only
Oh yeah,
two quarterbacks are Brady and that other guy.
and Blanda.
Yeah, that's insane,
Yeah,
but okay.
kickers last forever.
That's insane. Damn, maybe I should teach my son to be a kicker,
Well, that's the easiest way to make money in the NFL.
we will call him the leg.
But yeah, yeah, both of them go out. The game comes down to seconds. I think it's like what 30 seconds the last like sequence.
Not even. I think it's 13 seconds. They go to Comanche.
Yeah, they like the seconds count down like in such dramatic fashion. Like you see like the light bulb going off slightly and then turning on.
Yeah, and they come down to like I think 13 seconds. They're able to run two plays. One is Comanche. They get within like shooting distance or within running
Mm-hmm.
distance, and then I think they run like a quarterback draw or quarterback sneak
Uh-huh.
with Fox. I think he pulls what Tony pulled because like there's like a weird flashback sequence of like young Al Pacino jumping with the
Yeah,
ball. So we get that. Willoughby
they win.
scores. They win, but you quickly
They
see that
advance in the playoffs.
they lose the next game to San
Yeah.
Francisco 13-32.
Yeah.
And then the most satisfying like
Press
epilogue,
conference.
yes, ever. You
Yeah,
you
they
talk
have
us through it. You
I
talk us through it.
I'm like I'm trying to remember if I noticed that the first time around. I don't think I did. I think I noticed it like maybe like my fourth time watching it ever. But yeah, they have a press conference announcing Tony's retirement, or leaving the team. He's leaving the team. Aaron Eckhart's getting promoted to head coach, and Tony uses this press conference to announce that he has become the head coach for the newest expansion team out of Albuquerque. And his first signing is Willie Beeman.
Oh man. And Cameron Diaz just smiles as angrily as possible.
Yeah. And then we have that one reporter, the one that Tony like pushed.
Yeah.
He's kind of just laughing.
Oh man, it's such a fucking sad. After giving him so much shit and driving him through a wall,
I mean, that is just one big middle finger to your boss or former boss.
that might be the most cold-blooded thing I've ever seen in football,
Oh
and I
yeah.
loved it. I loved it. Oh man.
That yeah, that ending is just something else. What did you think of this movie? Because I mean, you've never seen it.
I've only ever seen the speech. I've seen the speech like a million times before I ever saw this movie because
Uh
it would
huh.
always comes up on YouTube. But it was the most 90s over the top 90s movie I've ever seen. And it freaked me out because I'm like, this can't be the way football really is. But when you really think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Like the way these characters act, narcissism, larger than life personalities, the way
Oh
they
yeah.
have to be, like how brutal the sport is. It's the most might be the ugliest look at the most ugly but real look at football since concussion. Like until concussion would happen.
I mean, granted, I'm sure it's a lot exaggerated, like the parties and shit. I'm pretty sure that's not how it goes.
I
But like,
mean, you've heard some stories, some crazy stories about college football players. I gotta imagine the NFL's worse.
I don't know, dude. It's because it's a lot more money. I'm pretty sure like these guys are a lot smarter with their money.
No, sir. Have you seen the 30 for 30 documentary Broke?
Well, that was back then. I think now because like they've
Oh
seen
no.
those,
Yeah.
like players now are a lot more conscious about like their
Social
money.
media.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure like that was a thing. But yeah, like the NFL kind of. distanced itself from this movie. They were like, we're not really endorsing it because it makes us look bad.
I didn't, you know, I believe it though. I didn't know that the NFL even gave a shit, but I believe it. That
Yeah, they
explains why they like draft day so much. It makes them look so amazing.
that I've never seen that movie and I never want to.
It's
I think the reason why is because the main team it centers around is the Cleveland
the
Browns.
the
And I'd
most,
rather see the Browns where they belong, the toilet.
you know, I so badly want the Browns to make it to the Super Bowl. They've
No,
been
they need to continue the tradition of them sucking for future generations.
no, but like, look, man, they've been the punching bag for so long. I feel like they deserve it. Like, I just want to see them win.
Mm-mm,
Like,
no.
like it.
Also, Ohio,
Uh,
trash state. Ohio, stupid.
wow, Fernie. Wow, what do you think of LeBron James?
Oh, you want to know what I think of LeBron James?
Oh, God. Okay,
I think he's a prima donna. I think he's a fucking idiot. I think any guy that's tooting his own horn saying I'm the best player ever, you're not. Because your peers call you the best player ever, not yourself. No one gives a shit what you say.
that is the most honest thing I think I've heard about LeBron. Fair enough.
It's because the reason I don't like him is because for me, I I know it's stupid. I know like it goes against what I say about players getting their money, but there is something to say about staying with a team your entire career and building that team up with the coaches, with the personnel. And LeBron never did that. He went where the money was good and they would bring in talent. He went to the Heat, couldn't win with the Heat anymore. He went to Cleveland, couldn't win with Cleveland anymore. He went to Los Angeles. Like he
Mm.
just tugged tailed and ran.
You know, part of me is I agree with you. Part of me does agree with you. Like
No,
there's something
yeah,
to be
and
said
part of
for
me
loyalty.
disagrees with me too, because like I'm like, I mean, if they paid him more money, then go get your money.
Well, part of me is also like I can't blame someone for wanting a ring at any cost. Part of me is like I understand. I don't agree,
For
but I
me, it bothers
understand.
me when they start throwing him into the greatest of all time conversation.
You don't think there's an
Because
argument that he is?
he's a great player, but to say that players like Magic Johnson or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Michael Jordan like don't come in first, I would say that's wrong.
I'm going to stick with the same argument that I say with when it comes to like Tom Brady being the GOAT. I don't think there is one just because of different time comparisons. You can be the greatest of your generation, and I'll like hands off, like fair enough. But I don't know if LeBron would have survived the physicality of like the '80s when they could beat the shit out of you on the court. But I don't know if those guys could keep up with him now for the speed.
Oh
So
yeah, there's double-edged swords to everything. It's like the
yeah,
NFL players. Like the old one saying, "Oh, these new guys couldn't play with us back in the day." Yeah, you probably couldn't play with them either because they're faster, stronger, and bigger than you.
exactly. So like there's I
Like Nick Bosa would fuck up the 70s Dallas Cowboys.
yeah, no, they're maybe not the early '90s, but the '70s probably.
Yeah, he would fuck up their O line.
I
You
would
put in the best players from today, like prime players, like a prime JJ Watt, a prime Ndamukong Suh, a prime Nick Bosa, just everyone in their prime against the primiest of primiest 70s players.
mhm.
I'd take today's game over any day.
Who's
They will
the
fuck them up. It's just it's evolution.
mhm. Who's the team that they said was the best team ever assembled? Was it the '85 Bears?
I mean, the 85 Bears, not so much because it was their defense that did everything. Their offense was okay,
Mhm.
but it was the defense that was the best.
Stack the '85 Bears defense versus fucking Mahomes tomorrow. Who do you think could take it?
Depends on the rules.
Ah, that's true. You're right. Rule changes also make a big difference. You back then, again, you could beat the shit out of the quarterback and take his wallet on the field.
Motherfucker, you farted. Move.
Is that
God
Diesel?
damn. Like shit, dude. Oh,
Folks, if you have a dog, if you don't have a dog, you don't know how bad a dog fart smells.
fuck.
One time, Ace farted under the covers, and we like there was a delayed hit, so when it finally hit us, it just smelled bad everywhere.
He Dutch ovened you?
Yeah, we didn't know. His farts have been so bad that they've woken up Nikki.
He's like, ha ha, Julius.
No, one time I heard his little like it was deathly quiet. Oh man, but we should probably talk about the movie a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, like this movie is a very sort of raw way of looking at like professional sports, mainly the NFL. Like I
Mhm.
wonder how accurate it is, how like if there is parallels to like stories that were never told, that were just like kind of held back. Like I'm
Mhm.
curious on how authentic it is.
Mhm. Man, we should interview an NFL player just to find out. But an NFL player from the '90s.
I mean, there's plenty of interviews. I mean, look at Michael Irving's interviews.
Oh man, he said one story about I think no, someone said a story where Michael Irving stabbed someone
Yeah,
for because they didn't get out of the chair for a haircut. It
yeah.
was like
He
it's a
stabbed a rookie.
haircut. It's a fucking haircut.
Yeah.
I know. The ego, but like don't be an asshole. I don't
He
know. I like
also
Como.
did Mountains of Blow.
That's true. I don't know how he's so healthy right now. Money. Actually, that's a lie. Money is why you're so healthy.
Exactly.
I heard a story once
And the
where
Eagles for cutting his career short.
uh fair.
And he
Uh
got cheered out of the stadium.
oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Eagles booed Eagles they booed Dak Prescott when he got given the Walter Payton Manning of the Year award, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck you, you deserve to lose after that.
I mean, hey, at least they keep it real.
That's fair.
I hate the fans that are like, you know, it's like kids today, dude. Kids today, their fucking thing is, oh, well, my favorite team is this. My second favorite team is this. And then my third favorite team is this. Like, no, you have one favorite team. That's it. You live and die with that team.
Ride or die.
But I do want to say it's mostly thanks to the NBA that players move around so easily and they get paid all fucking shit ton of money that kids are like, well, now I'm a fan of this team.
Well, I'll say this. I'll say this much. Nikki's brother Robert, he's not a fan of a certain team. He's a LeBron fan. So wherever LeBron's at, he'll follow
Yeah, like
him.
see, he's a
There's
part of the
loyalty,
newer generation.
but there's loyalty to a player rather than the team. I don't think
But
that's bad.
that's with the NBA. For
Mm-hmm.
me, I could give a shit about the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
NFL, you have one team. You live and die with that team.
Well, yeah, because the careers are so short, you can't follow a player.
Yeah.
Like one season he's a starter, the next 10 seasons he's a backup.
I mean, I followed Brady. I got a Bucks jersey, Super Bowl Bucks jersey.
That's fair. Yeah, but like, Brady's the exception to the rule. How many quarterbacks like stay good for more than 5 years? Not many. Hmm. But that said, what are your final thoughts for this movie? Like, what's your final like walk away from
Final
this film?
thoughts. This movie's definitely a period piece. It's a 90s movie. Because yeah, you could really tell like the differences between at least the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s, and so on and so forth. Um, for me, I love this movie. As a fan of sports movies, like for me, the goal of a sports movie is to make you feel something. Like whether it's to make you be like, I'm gonna run through a fucking brick wall right now, or fuck yeah, let's go. Like if it can make you do that just by watching a fake movie, then it's done its job. And for me, this movie does its job in spades.
Mhm. Agreed. This and the good thing is like I thought the speech was the only good thing about this film. No, the movie's actually pretty good too.
Yeah.
It's the standout scene, but like the whole movie is great.
No, yeah, and it's people kind of like dismiss it like, oh, it's because it's a sports movie. Like, no, if you've seen a bad sports movie, they're bad.
Yeah.
Like, no, like when you can get that just right point of time with a sports movie, you're good.
Agreed. What would you grade this movie?
Uh, I'd I'd give it a 5 out of 5.
A perfect score.
Yeah,
Ah, that's rare from you.
it's rewatchable as hell. Like from beginning to end, it's a perfect cable movie because if it's on cable and it's just on, like there's really any part where you could be like, oh, it's this part. Like I'm gonna keep watching.
Yeah, fair. I would. That's right. This movie used to be on all the time on like AMC.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
honestly, yeah, AMC, TNT, like on the whole time.
Hmm. I agree. I would give honestly, man. I would give this movie an A. Like it is very rewatchable. Like I will see it again. It puts you in the
Yeah,
football mood.
for me, it's definitely top sports movies caliber.
I agree. I don't know if it's the best sports movie ever, but it's up there. It deserves to be in that conversation.
Yeah,
Definitely
I'd put
one
it
of the
up there.
best football movies. Definitely one of the best football movies.
Yeah, this one, any given Sunday. I mean, any given Sunday, Friday Night Lights, Longest Yard, Adam Sandler's version. As much flack as it gets, the football in that movie,
It's good.
it's one of my favorites.
Hell yeah. No, The Longest Yard is a great movie.
Yeah, like this movie, definitely top tier sports movie, no doubt about it. It's rewatchable as all hell. Like great movie all around.
Hmm. Yeah, sounds good. Well, folks, you have it here. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Eddie and Fernie both agree. Any given Sunday, top tier.
And with that note, we shall end this podcast. This was your review for any given Sunday with me, Fernie, and my special guest, Eddie.
Your boss, bitch. This is Fernie and his boss, Eddie,
You're the
reviewing
special
Any Given
boss,
Sunday.
aren't you? You're so special.
I will burn down your whole fucking complex if it means taking you out.
And yes, this was a review of any given Sunday. Catch us at the rollback where you get all your rollback needs. You can check us out on YouTube, Google, Apple, anywhere you get your podcasts. We are there. We try to put out podcasts every Saturday or every Wednesday. Um, yeah, but that is it. This was your review of any given Sunday. Let's cut it.